Purses are expensive. So when your tote strap goes kaput on you, but the rest of the purse is just fine, make a new one and get creative. Hey guys, my name is Tiffany. In today's video, we are making my granny square tote strap. I am in love with this tote strap. It looks like something that you would find from an upscale boutique, but without the markup. The yarn that I used is Hirschner's Willow Yarns in the brand Gaia. This is size 2 weight yarn, sport or fine sized yarn. The colors that I used are Moroccan, Hazel, Merlot, Cobalt, and Goldie. The other materials that I used include the crochet hook E4 or 3.5 millimeter, a yarn needle or tapestry needle, a pair of embroidery scissors, and 2 brass 2-inch snap hooks. Now there are other colors that you could pick from. I picked the brass because I thought it was going to complement my colors the best, but feel free to look and choose whatever works best for your project. Start with whatever color that you want to start with the center of your granny square. Create a magic ring where you take the yarn over your palm and go around your fingers. So it makes like an X shape right here. Take your crochet hook, go underneath, grab the yarn and pull it under. So that way you have a little loop on your hook. Then we're going to just go ahead and chain 1 so that way it is secure and we don't have to keep holding it so much. Start by making 3 single crochet stitches in your magic ring. 1, 2, 3, then chain 2, 1, 2, 3 more single crochet stitches in our magic ring. 1, 2, 3, chain 2. That's a corner. Another 3 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3. Third corner, so chain 2. 1, 2. Last side here, 3 more single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to go ahead and pull our tail so everything is close so we can close round 1. There we go. The center ring will not be completely tight. There still will be some kind of an opening, a gap, but it's going to stay on the smaller side. Chain 1 and then single crochet. I know it's weird, it's different, but single crochet into the top of the first single crochet stitch. So finding the V, going under that V, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both loops. By doing a single crochet stitch, it actually places us right above that stitch in the corner and not past the corner. So we're above the corner, not past it. So when we go to work round 2, we are in a great position where we're not creating any interesting line, like bumps or, where you can see that very defined line there. We don't want that. Okay, so for round 2, we will actually make a single crochet stitch in that corner behind where we just made a stitch over that single crochet. So into that corner, yarn over, pull through, single crochet. There's 1 single crochet on top of the next stitch, 2 single crochet 3, single crochet 4. Now we are in the next chain 2 space or that corner. We're going to make a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So this would be our 5th single crochet stitch on this side, or first single crochet of the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet corner. Great. Single crochet in each stitch all the way across. and in each corner, making that single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. That's all we are going to do for round 2. In the last corner, or the 4th corner where we began, we will make 1 single crochet stitch, and then we will chain 2, 1, 2, and slip stitch into the top of that first single crochet stitch we made to close round 2. Now, Tiffany, why are you doing it that way when in round 1 we did a chain 1 and single crocheted into the top of the first stitch? I went ahead and I chained 2 because we are going to switch colors, and I wanted very clean, seamless close for round 2. Cut yarn long enough for us to weave in the end and grab your second color. I think I will use blue. Go ahead and yarn over and pull through the loop on your crochet hook for a tie off, grabbing color number 2. Just making a regular slip knot to attach our crochet hook. Insert your crochet hook into the corner space right behind where we tied off round 2 and slip stitch into that corner space just to attach the yarn to the work. Then chain 1 and single crochet into that same corner space. Great. Single crochet into the next stitch where we slip stitched into to close. Now the third stitch though is going to be a spike. So we're going to take our crochet hook, find the next stitch, that V, and go down a row. So V stitch and down a row. Insert our crochet hook in that space, yarn over, pull through, be very loosey-goosey here. If you're tight, then it's going to really affect the work, and you'll be able to see that playing with your tension. We really want that spike stitch to just lay on top of the work, right? Bring that crochet hook level with the row, and then yarn over and pull through both loops on your crochet hook. Next stitch is a regular single crochet stitch, so we will skip that stitch we just worked over. Next stitch that's very clear, single crochet. The following stitch we will spike, so find that V, go down below that stitch into round 1, yarn over, pull through, and gently pull level. Then yarn over and pull through both loops for that spike. Single crochet into the next stitch, and that will bring us to our corner. So in the corner, just making a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Single crochet into the next stitch. Spike stitch over the next stitch, so finding that V, going just below. Single crochet in the next stitch. Spike stitch in the following stitch. Single crochet in the next stitch. And now we're at our corner. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Great. And repeat. So single crochet in the next stitch, spike stitch, single crochet, spike, single crochet, and corner. Great. Last side, single crochet, spike stitch, single crochet, spike stitch, single crochet, In that last corner, this is where we began. So I'm going to take my tail and kind of scoot it over so I can really see that corner. We will make one single crochet. We will make one chain, and we will single crochet into the top of the first single crochet stitch to close round 3. Yarn over and pull through both loops. Again, we're going to go ahead and do that single crochet stitch to place us just above that corner. This is what we should be looking at. Okay, so for round 4, we're not chaining. We're just going to go ahead and dive right into single crochet over the single crochet stitch you just made into that corner. So single crochet. With round 4, we are just making one single crochet stitch in every stitch all the way around. In every corner, we're doing the same old chain or single crochet, chain 2, single crochet for the corner. Round 4 is really just to make this section more bold and prep for the next color. All right, at the very end of round 4, in that last corner, we will single crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch into the top of that first single crochet stitch. For round 4, you should have a total of 36 single crochets, and you should have 8 chain 2s. And then yarn over, pull through the loop to tie off the work. Great. Next color I'm going to play with, let's play with the color green. Again, creating our slip knot, attaching our crochet hook, slip stitching into the corner right behind where we just closed with our tail. Slip stitching is to attach the yarn to the project. Chain 1, single crochet into that same corner space, single crochet into the next stitch that we actually slip stitched into. There we go. And spike stitch with the next stitch. So find that V, go into the round below, yarn over, pull up, and single crochet. Single crochet in the next stitch. Following stitch is a spike. There we go. Single crochet in the next, then spike stitch, single crochet in the next, and then spike stitch, single crochet in the next, and that brings us to our first corner. We will single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Great. Hopefully by now you've picked up on the pattern. For round 5, we will have 4 spike stitches per side, and it's really just single crochet spike, single crochet spike, single crochet spike from one end to the other. So we just finished that corner. I'm going to single crochet into the next stitch and then spike. I will just meet you at the end of round 5, where we will move on to round 6, the final round for our square. Last corner, going to single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet on top of that first single crochet to close round 5. This is what we should be looking at. Those spikes look really neat. Last round is round 6. We will single crochet right over the single crochet stitch that we made to close round 5. And what we will do for round 6 is just make one single crochet stitch in every stitch all the way around, and then in every corner we will just make a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. I will meet you in the 4th corner to close round 6, and then we will move on to the next step. In corner number 4, we will single crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch into the top of the first single crochet stitch we made for the round. Grabbing our scissors, cutting a long enough tail for us to weave in that end, yarning over, pulling through the loop on our hook for a tie off. Great. Okay, so what we want to do next is we want to make another square that looks identical to this one. When we go to make the purse strap, we're going to take both of these sides and we're going to actually join them back to back to give both sides a very clean and pretty appearance, and we don't have to look at the actual back of the strap. Plus, having these doubled up will make this strap so comfy cozy and so strong. It'll be fantastic. So we are going to make 2 identical squares for each color combination that we come up with. We want a total of 32, so 16 and 16 back to back is 32 squares. That's how many we want. Have fun making whatever color combination that you want. I have my 5 different colors that I'm playing with, so I'm just doing various color combinations with these 5. If you have purchased other yarn, have fun with your color combinations. And I will meet back up with you after you've made all 32 of your squares and woven in all of your ends. We want all of this cleaned up before we move on to the next part, the next step, which is going to be joining these squares together. Take your yarn needle and a pair of scissors. Then pick one of the yarns that matches the color of the outermost ring of one of the squares. It doesn't matter which. Take that yarn and lay it across the square one way and then double back. Cut your yarn. This should be enough yarn to join the 2 squares together. Thread this yarn through your yarn needle. We will be using the invisible join method. I'm super excited about this method. It looks great with this strap. Insert your yarn needle into the V-stitch of one square corner and exit out of the V-stitch of that same corner. Take your yarn needle to the second square over. Insert the yarn needle into one of the V-stitches of the corner and exit out the next V-stitch over of the corner. Pull your yarn and then tie these 2 strands together to tie a knot and secure the yarn to the 2 granny squares. Now we're going to work that invisible joining method that I was telling you about. We're going to work this method by inserting our yarn needle into the next V-stitch over from where we just made that knot. Insert it into the V-stitch and have that yarn needle exit the next V-stitch over. Then take your yarn needle and insert it into the second square, into the V-stitch that is right next to the knot, and pull your yarn. And this will tighten the 2 squares together. Keep weaving back and forth between these 2 granny squares and pulling the yarn to bring those squares together. I chose this invisible join method because I thought it would be the most flattering for the strap. I wanted the strap to be flat and smooth. I didn't want any joins that might be bumpy or might have some kind of protrudingness to it. I wanted everything to look clean, like these granny squares were basically just butted right up against each other. Continue working this joining method across that whole side, joining those 2 granny squares together. At the next corner or at the other side of this one side, go ahead and tie off your work. You're going to do this by taking your yarn needle and inserting it into one of those last stitches. Keep some of that yarn back with your thumb as you are pulling the yarn needle through that stitch space. Then take that loop that your thumb has held back and twist it into an X shape. Take your needle and bring it underneath that loop and through the loop and pull. This creates a slip knot, and as you pull, you can slowly guide that loop closed and control where that knot actually lays or finishes. Once you've made the knot, go ahead and release your yarn needle. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to continue to join a granny square after granny square, making a 1 granny square by 16 granny square long strip. I would like you to make 2 identical strips. So start off by lining up all of your squares in 2 identical lines, and then join your square. So you kind of have a direction on which square you want to join next. We also want to have both strips to be identical. So when we join these 2 strips together, we can use one color to join them together, and then you can't see anything in the joining process. It looks really clean and it looks really good. Right, go ahead and finish creating these 2 strips of 1 by 16, and I will meet back up with you to show you how to do the next step, which will be joining the 2 strips together. Once you have finished making the 2 strips of 16 granny squares, we're going to join those 2 strips together to make the actual strap. This will help us to hide the backs or the wrong sides of the granny square, cleaning everything up, as well as creating this cushy or comfortable strap for us to use and wear. You're going to want to lay one strip on top of the other. You want the bottom strip to have the wrong side facing up, and you want the top strip to have the right side facing up. You will be able to determine which side is the right side and which is the wrong side by laying the granny squares flat on a surface. If you look at the sides of the granny square and you can see the V-stitches, you are looking at the right side of the work. Starting at one of the ends of this strip, go ahead and grab the color of yarn that matches the outermost color of that one granny square. We're going to start by taking our yarn needle and inserting it into the corner of the granny square that is touching the other color. We want to start here so that way we can work 3 full sides of our granny square as we are joining. Insert your yarn needle through the bottom to the top of both squares, and then you're going to insert your yarn needle from the top to the bottom of both squares in the next stitch over. Tie a knot to secure your yarn to the project. We are actually going to be switching up our join method and now using a seam stitch joining method. You will do this stitch by just going from the bottom to the top of both squares in the next stitch over, and then from the top to the bottom of both squares in the following stitch over, and just keep going up and then down and then up and then down. I chose this method because I really wanted the sides or the V-stitches of these squares to show on the side. I didn't want to cover those up. I also wanted it to look like we were stacking granny squares on top of each other. I thought it looked really neat. We're going to go ahead and finish all 3 sides of this corner granny square. Tie any excess yarn that you might have left over and take that tail and just tuck it on the inside between these 2 strips of granny squares. We are fine to tuck in these tails because they're not going to be enough to create a lump or bump. We'll just be able to smooth them out inside between these 2 strips. Now we want to join the 2 granny squares that are the next granny square over. These are different colors. So we're going to grab the next yarn color that matches the outermost color of that next granny square. Attach this new color to the project. Create your knot and continue with the joining method. We're going to repeat this all the way around on both sides of this strip to join everything together to make a very secure strap. Go ahead and continue, and I will meet up with you when you have finished joining this entire strap together. We have now reached the very last step where all we have to do to finish off this tote strap is attach the snap hooks on either side of it so that way we can take this tote strap and attach it to a tote bag, to a purse, or really to anything so that way we can actually utilize it as a strap. Pick one side of your strap. Doesn't matter which side you start with. cut about a 24-inch long strand. That's approximate, it doesn't have to be exactly that. Pick up your snap hook. On your snap hook, there will be a section that is specifically meant for attaching or joining it to something. Take your yarn needle and wrap it around that part of your snap hook that will attach to your actual tote strap. Then take your yarn needle and insert it into the next stitch over. What we are going to be doing is a whip stitch to attach the snap hook to our tote strap. So all you're doing is wrapping your yarn needle and your yarn around and around and around, going over your snap hook little bar and through the next stitch over, then wrapping it over the snap hook bar and into the next stitch over. You want to repeat this along the whole top. Once you get to the other side, we're going to double back. So that way we are adding strength and durability to this snap hook. It's not going anywhere, and it's going to make sure that everything stays secure. Once you have finished that direction that you are doubling back, tie off your yarn, weave in your ends, and then repeat this on the other side of the strap to attach the second snap hook so we can have a snap hook on either end of our tote strap. Once you have finished joining your second snap hook to your tote strap, your project is complete. Congratulations. I am so excited for you. This was a lot of work, and I am so proud of you for getting to this point. Guys, if you found this video helpful and you liked it, please push that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my upcoming videos, and share this video with a friend who you think will really enjoy this project. Until next time, take care, happy crocheting, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.